Good morning, everyone. This is the third in a series of 3 videos which show you how to construct a strategic marketing plan. Our marketing plan is an abbreviated one, but it's got the 4 important elements to it. Take a look on the left: mission, SWOT, objectives, and strategies. So, what are we going to do today? We're going to look at how to write an objective. And the little guy in the middle says start objectives with the word to. Okay, I can do that. The little guy over here on the right says look at weakness and opportunities to help you write objectives. So let's do that first and go back to the SWOT analysis, which we did in the last video. So let's take a look. We've got weaknesses up here. And you can see that one of them was the size of the hotel. Chateau Montebello did in fact consider building a new block of rooms. It's only 211 rooms, and it's limited in its ability to attract larger conferences. They've got the conference center, which is great, but they don't have the number of rooms, which will help complement that. So a new wing would be an obvious strategy there, and an objective. The objective would be to monetize the property. So let's look at the other ones. Costs of running the operation is a difficult one to manage because it's quite an old building. Expensive. Well, it's certainly expensive, and the hotel has examined some ways to do it. But since we're on this topic, I'm going to take a quick look over here and see how they've managed the expenses of running this operation. When you go to the Chateau Montebello next semester, by the way, in Marketing 2, you're going to see this for yourselves. So let's take a look. You know that 3 strategies for the mature stage of the product life cycle is to increase users, increase the uses, and increase spending of existing users. So what has the hotel done? Sorry I cut off the left here. But they've decided to introduce a resort charge. This resort charge is $17 per room per night, plus taxes, and that came into effect last summer. So you can tell that this hotel is feeling the pinch. That's better. So what do you get for $17? You get things like self-parking. Aha! So you have to do it yourself. You can't get any valet parking, unlimited internet access, local calls, and access to trails. All these things cost the hotel nothing. So you're paying $17 per night per room for that. That is not the way to increase spending. That's the way to increase charging. An example of a way to increase spending would be to add an extra day to your stay for 50% discount. Well, that doesn't cost you anything either. It costs you the cost of cleaning your room, but the extra things that you spend is certainly a way to improve the situation that they're in. So, sorry, going back to our opportunities, you can see that they've got some culinary experience workshops, wellness spa, and spirituality. The China market, there's an easy one. You could turn that into an objective to expand the international markets. So now that you've taken a look at that, let's go back to our objectives, and I'm going to show you a couple of objectives. Here's one. This hotel has been in business for a long time. It's definitely in the turbulent times in the mature stage of the product life cycle. And as a Fairmont property, a fairly unique one, they need to start looking at a long-term way to stabilize the mature stage of the product life cycle. Then they can do that a lot of ways. But I'm going to, as you can see, it's a fairly straightforward and simply worded objective. Here's one. You may not know this, but this time of the year, October, November, until, of course, December, Christmas is busy, but this period is a slow period. And so they need to build weekday occupancy. So there are two markets, conferences and leisure, and they look at the slow periods and then they design an objective to build occupancy during those periods. They've done this, by the way, through Groupon deals. And if you haven't looked at their Groupon deals, take a look. They're pretty good. And that's a topic for marketing too. Now, competitive objective. You may not know Chateau Beauvallon. Chateau Beauvallon is located in Mont-Tremblant, north of Montreal, and is a very, very competitive hotel. So all you got to do is say, listen, I want to target this property. I want to take 10% market share from them. And you can calculate market share, and you can certainly estimate whether or not this objective has been achieved. And that would be a competitive objective. Now, customer objective. This one is easy. I'm going to add a simple one here to add leisure wellness segment to in conjunction with other spa facilities and services. And it's not a very measurable objective, so I don't like the way that I worded that particularly there. I could certainly put a number to it. So let's say to supplement the leisure market by 10%. So give it something that's measurable. You can see there's something measurable here and here. So yes, that wasn't a particularly well-worded one, but you get the idea. And so I've given you a few examples of how to write an objective. And from then on, all you got to do is write your strategies. Strategies you've been covering ever since this course started. So look in your notes and examine how can you achieve your objective. That's all you have to do. We covered market strategies in Empire Szechuan. We covered product strategies in the last case, planning at the Western Resort. And we covered competitive strategies in the Empire Szechuan. Market strategies, oh yeah, that was the one that we did in the Sojourn in Jamaica. And positioning strategies we covered in the Rideau Golf and Country Club. So read these statements carefully, and then you come up with some strategies. This is worth the most amount of money of points. Sorry, not money. No, it's worth the most amount of points in your final case study. So good luck, and we look forward to seeing you this week in class.